Good evening, and welcome to the Weather Channel. Today's forecast in Oz Radio is a pleasant 22 degrees with a chance of showers later this afternoon. And now with sport, here's Wheatley.
Your weather and news reports are useless in the face of the robot apocalypse. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Maggots.
And, we just got some interesting news and just this in, the world is being dominated by radios. Manco is our only hope. Manco, please help us and save our lives. Back to you, Wheatley.
Maggots, beep, beep, boop. My robot foot will transform into a foot with your ass wrapped around it. Beep, boop.
For those of you that don't get the reference, the new Man vs. Machine update has come out for TF2, and we are very excited, aren't we?
Oh, it's been incredibly fun. Oh,
yes.
My lord, I am so tired. So much gaming.
You were the one that stayed until 6 in the morning playing it.
Hey, it was super fun. What can I say?
Alright, I was guilty. I was up till 3 in the morning playing it too.
Mm.
Not as dedicated as you, but still.
Oh yes, we should point out to you, listeners, as you'll probably notice if you're actually looking at this on YouTube, seeing as the video length will be quite short, this is going to be a much shorter episode of Oz Radio Podcast because, well...
We'll explain later.
Yeah, we'll explain that a little later on.
But first, hit to the news.
Mm-hmm.
You can have the first one since you are more into it than I am. You stayed up till 6, so you deserve it.
I was also paying attention to every little detail as it came along. Yes, as we have already established, the Man vs. Machine update is now live. I'm sure you don't need us to tell you that, mind you, but in the event that you for some reason decided you wanted to listen to the Oz Radio podcast before you actually check the official Team Fortress 2 website, yes, it is amazing. It is fantastic, and I strongly recommend that you look it up. Having said that, my biggest piece of advice to any of you is this, and it has nothing to do with actually playing the game mode. Do not try to enter a match via matchmaking, because it is doomed to failure. Just go into the server list like any other occasion and pick a random group to join. Trust me, it will work out so much better for you if you just do it like that. It'll be quicker and you won't spend 25 minutes of your life doing absolutely nothing while you wished that the server would make up its mind, only to be kicked because the server you tried to join had a password on it and wasn't filtered out of the list.
Yes, and the other good thing is if you can get a group of 6 friends, including yourself, that's even better.
Also very true, and you'll get an achievement for it.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten several of those achievements. Me and a few on TeamSpeak last night that you hate going on. We had like about 7 or 8 games in a row. And we formed quite a good team. It was very fun to play on an organised team. It's more fun than joining a bunch of randoms and complaining about how 2 or 3 people don't do their jobs properly and we all fail.
Oh, it was brilliant. I wasn't there for that one last night, but I did wind up with a couple of really, really good teams. I think for me, my favourite team was when I was playing as a Conniver's Kunai spy. And, of course, the robots are always fooled by your disguise, provided you don't disguise in view of them. Of course, as soon as you start backstabbing people, then they tend to notice. But if you fully upgrade your knife, then you can do about 75% damage on those giant robots if you actually manage to get behind them and backstab them. It is incredibly satisfying to have your whole team running away from an uber heavy, striding forward going, "Run, cowards!" Only to have you jump up into the middle of its giant metal back and go, "Ding!" with a knife that's only about 3 inches long and have the entire thing explode.
I gotta ask, what is the most devastating opponent on the robot side that you face? What's the most annoying enemy according to you?
Jeez, what's the most annoying enemy for me? Well,
probably as a spy, because I assume that's the role you played the most.
Well, I do play as a spy, but no, I don't actually play it all that often. I've been playing as all the different classes, testing out the different weapon combinations and upgrades and everything. As most classes, I would say the spy bots are very annoying because you're usually tending to be focusing on the everything else, the horde, and then the spy bot just rocks up and nobody bothers to tell you, For some classes, it's not so bad. Like, engineer, you're usually able to take a look around, or pyro's flaming everything. But when you're a heavy, your job is to be keeping the horde thinned out, and then the spy bot just shows up and slaughters you. But in all seriousness, I would say either a massive swarm of soldier bots and demo-men bots, or just some of the Uber bots. Like, if your team doesn't know exactly what they're doing and they can't bring them down very, very quickly, I would honestly have to say that either the Demo Man giant rapid-fire bots or possibly the giant heavy bots.
I'm going with the Demo Man rapid bots. I played most of my time as engineer, and you know, as soon as they get a few bombs in your area, they don't matter how much you try and fix it, they'll either blow you up or your sentry up, and it doesn't matter which way, they'll get something.
Yep.
It's like boom, 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 and they just spam a whole area. It doesn't matter where you're camping, they'll spam the area with demo bouncing grenades. They'll bounce all over the place, and even if you sit there and dodge, you'll miss one or two of them.
Oh,
gone.
Man.
You gotta kill the... I remember one round we had 4 of them at once. 4 of them spammed at once. Yeah, how freaking machine gun like that was with 4 of them spamming rapid-fire demo end things.
I will say the one thing I lament about this update is the fact that with the exception of 1 or 2 weapons that don't actually involve killing things, it's a bit of a disappointment that strange weapons don't rank up off the robots, which is a sad reality, but then again, thinking on it, there are 2 very good reasons for that. Number one is there are so many robots, it would completely nullify the whole point of having strange weapon rank ups. Having said that, I still think that there should be a strange weapon part that you can put onto them that counts how many robots have been killed. But the other reason it's good is because it means that I can actually use weapons that I don't use anymore, because I don't have strange versions of them. And I'm just like, oh yes, I don't need to worry about whether this is going to rank up or not, so I can just use it for the fun of it. Yes! Good times.
Very nice.
Anyway, I'll let you take the next one, and yeah, if you're listening to this, Clayton, you'll be very happy about this one.
Yes, it's taken me a while to get through the red tape, but I've just got one last thing to overcome, which should be done by next week. But from episode 20 onwards, I'll be uploading them to iTunes from now on, as well as on our YouTube account. So for those of you that prefer listening to us driving in the car, hi Mom, look, I just drove past you. Yeah, you'll now be able to listen to us on iTunes. I'll have details on that next week. Yeah, so there you go, Clayton. In our happy days, mate. Also, for I think I'll take this one because obviously Wheatley did. I found out about something before Wheatley did. Yay! Who says I don't
well
do
done,
research?
enjoy it.
Hey, I still find out a lot of news you don't know first. Come on, give me the benefit of the doubt here.
I was just saying enjoy delivering the news, man.
For those of you that love Portal 2, especially the Community Test Chamber project, the one where you get to make your own maps, you can now make co-op maps. Ooh, possibilities. So, now you can actually make it so that your opponent has to throw his ally off the edge to complete the map. Yay! Such fun.
I don't see many reasons or many scenarios where that would actually work.
Oh, trust me, I'll think of a few. It opens up the possibilities. I mean, I've always wanted to make co-op maps. Now I can make co-op maps. So I'm going to be delving into this later on today and see what I can come up with. I've been waiting for this one. This is one update I've been waiting for, really.
Indeed. Well, actually, I kind of assumed that it would be co-op from the moment it first came out. The fact that it's now actually available in co-op is absolutely fantastic, and I might actually get back into it now.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll make a few co-op maps. Oh, speaking of which, I've already got 3 normal maps that are out, and not many people have been able to finish all of them. So a challenge to anyone out there that can finish all of them.
Indeed.
Good luck. The Kiyuma Crusader Clubhouse is not going to be easy to beat. And the last bit of news I probably have, or at least for the moment anyway, due to the confusion with our email address, I just went ahead and made a new Yahoo email for us. So if you wish to email Oz Radio from now on, you can do it at ozradio@yahoo.com. And I'll be checking that before every podcast and whacking up your email. So if you want to email us, that's our new email address. So that way there's no confusion, no ifs, no buts. Email that address and we'll put your emails on the show.
Man, no buts. Now there's an apocalypse I wouldn't enjoy. Anyway, moving on to the last 2 bits of news for us. First up, a shout-out to Death and to his unnamed partner, who he didn't bother to actually let me know who it was. Yes, shout-out to those 2 for managing to beat our challenge from last week of doing more stuff on the Orcs versus... So the Orcs Must Die 2, rather. Can't even remember the name after like 2 days.
Are we Are we going to set another benchmark for that so people, like, probably this time we won't have 2 useless traps? Are we going to set another benchmark
Yeah,
for
we
that?
will set another benchmark for our next challenge on that one, purely on the basis that we did have 2 completely useless traps when we pulled off that one, so it wasn't really surprising that somebody managed to beat it so quickly. But yeah, mad props to him, and he should hit me up for his prize, which he will be receiving.
I think his accomplice was Commissioner Normad.
Well, if it was Commissioner Normad, then congratulations to you. If it was somebody else, congratulations. Commissioner Normad has your congratulations for you. And now moving on to the last one, as we mentioned earlier, Oz Radio Podcast is going to undergo a bit of an overhaul, basically on the basis that we really feel like, it's so much time spent for something which, may not even be that interesting to many of you. So we're going to put the word out to you guys over the forum and ask you what kind of stuff you would actually like us to cover or do and discuss. Whether you'd like musical stuff, whether you'd like, pictures or more game footage or whatever. And we open the floor to you guys. You need to tell us what you would actually like to hear from us, and what
we might not even do a podcast weekly anymore. We might only do it when events come up. So
exactly.
It might be 3 in 1 week, then it might be a gap for 2 weeks. We don't know.
Exactly.
We're leaving everything open to debate.
We're basically going to make the podcast a creature of necessity, not a creature of routine.
Yeah. So we think it's time for a bit of a change. We've enjoyed the road so far. It has been fun, but it's getting a little repetitive, and we think, well, hang on, maybe it's time for a bit of a change to see what we can do to improve the show, because nothing improved will just go dormant, really.
Exactly.
So that's the reason for the short podcast this week, because since we're undergoing change as well, why give you another show that's just what we've been doing for the last 20 episodes? So that's that's our big bit of news, for at least for our show this week anyway.
Yep.
So anything goes. So check out the I'll put a feed up on the forums, and I'll put some more information in it, and you can feel free to have your say to myself and Wheatley there. I'm pretty sure Wheatley will drop by and check it now and then, won't you?
Yeah, I'll stick it around.
The only other thing is, what did we ever decide for a prize for that competition we done?
It's super secret. They'll have to ask me for it themselves.
Yeah, so super secret, I don't even know what it is. He's the one arranging it.
Exactly.
Wait, you will tell me after the show, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Because I'd be inclined to know, so, yeah.
Yep. Alrighty. I shall see you fine gentlemen around, ladies and gentlemen and listeners of Oz Radio Podcast.
So this is more of just a quick update plus a little bit of news that's to be covered. So we'll see you next time, and we do encourage you to go by the forums and check out the posts. I'll put up a notice about it as well. But Oz Radio is changing, and hopefully for the better. And you know what? This is your chance to get in on the action and have your 20 cents worth, eh?
Alrighty. Take care, everyone.
Adios, amigos, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.